This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Just a few Japanese products that work. I'm a happy guy, you know.
Yo, that's Paul Reiser.
You dig that up. That's 30 years old.
Yeah, man. I just thought, I remember Johnny Carson.
Yes, that was my first Johnny Carson show, and I can't believe, even on the radio, I look very young. I look young, but it sounded so slow and nervous, and I sounded like a young child.
You cringed when you heard yourself, but meanwhile, the audience is laughing.
They were laughing. I'm going to bring up pictures of you in elementary school now. We'll share it with people. They go, oh, look how cute in first grade.
Well, Paul Reiser is here, ladies and gentlemen. Sway the Morning. Welcome to Sway the Morning. Hey, Paul, it's interesting, man, because you've done so much in your career, and it's unfortunate that in this day and age that no matter what you've done, the last thing you do is all that matters to people. So I like to play these clips to show folks.
To go back.
Yeah, to show folks that, Paul's really been working. It wasn't just mad about you.
No, he worked in 1982.
Yeah,
there you go. Let the people understand his most recent things. Yes. Well, that was very nice of you and very thorough of your research staff, your crack team here.
Yeah, that's the crack addict right there.
The crack addict.
Who's also a big fan. Welcome to the show, though.
Thank you. I love that applause that you have ready. And just hit a button and people like. I'm going to get that in my house.
We got other things ready.
Like
the applause.
Like an air conditioner. You just walk by and you hit it, and the whole room is like now funny. Funny up the room.
You got to do that because sometimes people just don't appreciate you, Paul.
No, believe me. I walk around my house and I think this is a tough crowd.
Yeah.
And this is my wife and kids. And I go, wow, nobody finds this funny.
Do they watch your work at all?
No.
Your kids don't appreciate you?
No.
Yeah.
They don't. I was telling. The only time they'll watch something is if somebody else was in it, and then I can slip. I go, look, there's me too. But I like to show them when I was younger. And I go, look what you have done to me. You see how young and vibrant I was before you guys came along?
Wow.
It's like the President Obama effect. Like when you see those before-after pictures.
Yeah, but you know what? He actually is looks
better.
Yeah. Most guys look just beaten. God bless him.
Holding on.
He doesn't look that. He a couple of gray hairs, but you know.
What you think of Heather? She said, "Why you point at your skin?
Huh?
The black thing? Don't crack.
The black don't crack.
Yeah, he looks better.
But here's the thing. Older. Here's the thing. Even if you take it, how old is he now? He's like 51, the president. But if he was never president, he just sat in a room for 5 years. He's going to get gray hairs anyway. Yeah. It just comes when you turn 50.
True.
Okay.
But but he looks. He looks pretty ready. He looks. Everybody else looks kind of beaten.
What were you a fan of his? Did you? Is that too personal to ask you if you voted for President Obama?
I did. It's too personal.
People don't want to tell their age.
Personally, did you sleep with him? That would have been, I think, too personal. No, you know what? And I'll tell you why he's my personal hero, because we were at a thing in L.A., and my kids got to meet him, and he was, if somebody's nice to your kids, no matter who they're aces. They're in. So he was so nice and took time, and it was interesting. I was at a thing, and this is going to sound dumb. But the first time I met him, and it wasn't, I wasn't introduced. It was a crowd, but I happened to be like in front, and I would have this is, I guess, when he was running. No, it was like a re-election. I think so. It was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and he was working the crowd. He's working the crowd. How you doing? And he sees me, and I'm not being modest, but like I had not been on the air for a long time. I didn't think, and he went, "Hey, Paul, how you doing?" I went, "Are you kidding me?" With all that's on your mind, you knew my name, and then he said, "What's going on? How are you?" And I was like, I just struck him. I couldn't believe. I was like, my kids had to come to the rescue. Say, "Oh, this is my father. He's a little nervous." I was just, that doesn't happen a lot. But suddenly you go, "Oh my God, here's the president," and he knew me, and people say, "Well, come on, you were on TV." I go, "A long time ago," but. Apparently, he's
first
ready.
Name basis.
Smart dude, man. You've been following the political.
And then later he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were Paul Rubens," and he had the wrong guy. So Paul was right, but it was a coincidence.
It's your last name.
Yes.
You've been following the presidential campaigning.
How can you not?
Yeah, right.
How can you not? I was just chatting with somebody, and I said, I wouldn't put this out of the realm of possibility that in a couple of weeks Trump is going to wake up and go, I don't really want to be president. I was just kidding. Seems to be going so well. I hate to stop the party, but geez, I don't want it. That's a drop in pay for him.
He's about to look like he might get what he wished for. And then
do you think that's going to happen? Could that happen?
That's scary.
I could see him in the final race.
What?
Really, you can see him getting the nomination.
I mean, what other Republican? Well, what other Republican? Carly Fiorina?
Yeah.
You think Carly might
see
do
that
it?
because Trump, every time he hits the stage, it's like he's doing a stand-up act.
And he's not that funny.
All
But everybody is so enamored, and it is refreshing to see somebody who talks a little different, and he's talking like, "Yeah, I got a lot of money." It's like, well, I haven't heard that from a candidate before. That's kind of fun.
You've never heard that, right? And I'm gonna sit down with Putin, and he's gonna like me.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right. Then you got Ben Carson, right? That's a Republican.
He ain't gonna make it.
He ain't gonna make it.
No.
All right.
I'm glad we convened here so we can decide the future of these people. It's going to be an interesting thing. But I saw Chris Christie was on some show this morning. He was talking about it. And then when he said, why would I worry about polls? It's 15 months away. Like, it's kind of true. It's like, stuff doesn't happen. If you remember in the elections, they're always like undecided. And I don't know how people are undecided so late. Like, really? You're not sure if John McCain or Obama? Really? At this point still? But, it's such a long way to go. I think everybody's sort of pacing themselves.
Pacing themselves out to see how it turns out. Paul Reiser is here. I can't believe you're sitting on this show, man. It's a good day for us.
No doubt.
It's a good day for us,
Hit
man.
that happy button.
Hit that button. Got a new series called Red Oaks, and it's premiering October 9th on Amazon. And I want to talk about that and open up the phone lines. And we'll do that up next. 888-742-3345.
Wow.
It's My President is Black by Young Jeezy. Paul, know you're a big fan.
I was humming this morning. What's your name?
Wheeler.
Wheeler. Nice to meet you.
I've been here for 4 summers, sir.
Well, then nice to see you.
This is a funny show. It's called Red Oaks, premiering Friday, October 9th on Amazon, starring Craig Roberts and also starring our guest today, Paul Reiser, who plays... You play the president of a country.
I play this big Wall Street guy it belongs to this country club, and he's sort of the big cheese at the country club, and so he's a bit of a hard ass. And then as it unfolds, he's not only just a hard ass, he's also a nice guy. But it's a really fun show. I still get a kick out of saying there's a show on Amazon because
it's different.
How quickly has the world changed?
Yeah.
That it didn't exist.
Yeah, right.
It's like saying I'm doing a movie, because they just bring packages. It's like It's like doing a movie for UPS. It's like, it doesn't make sense. The post office. I got a series on the post office now. Really? Yeah. They deliver packages and comedy. But it's they're doing very well, the Amazon people. So they spend money, and it's a really high quality show. Steven Soderbergh is the producer.
Mm-hmm.
He got great directors and great cast, and it's really fun. It takes place in 1985, and it's funny to me that there are people that doesn't seem that long ago to me. Yeah. When you watch it, you go, "Oh wow, that's what people wore," and that's how hair and the music. It's just a long time since I've heard a lot of these songs. Mm-hmm. But it's a really sweet, funny, well made, and it's like you watch. You can watch all 10 in a row. Yeah. So it's like a movie, and it really plays out like this sweet, indie movie.
It's interesting because I got a chance to watch the pilot, and I was, and I was looking at just some of the scenes. I loved all the movies. From back then, like the 16 Candles,
the John Hughes movies,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and and I noticed one thing though that that let me know that it must have been shot in this time and age is because the girls used to wear, like when Jamie Lee Curtis used to do the physical exercise, they used to wear these one-piece bodysuits, and the white girls never had ass in the 80s. On your show, yeah. On this show, Red Oaks, the white girls got asses.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because that was going to be the ad campaign.
Really?
Red Oaks, and underneath it, white girls got asses. And
in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s. And they felt, that might put some people off. So they just let you discover that.
Yeah.
But you zoomed right in.
Yeah, well,
there's comedy, there's drama, but you went right to the asses. God bless you.
I had to go to the important part. It's a funny movie, though. It's hilarious. But it's a lot of TNA in it, though.
Let me tell you something.
Series, rather.
It's funny because I have kids. I have two young boys.
How old are your boys?
15 and 20.
Oh, they love this.
Well, when I showed a year ago, we did the pilot a year ago, and I showed them the pilot, and all they go, "Wow, there's boobs." I went, "Yeah, okay, that's what you got from it. There's boobs." So apparently, all the script and the comedy, we're wasting our time. It's really just the boobs and the asses.
Well, no,
Sex sells.
No, actually, the time I laughed
No.
like every 4 or 5 seconds.
That's good. Hey, God bless you.
Watching the series.
Because we luckily we put jokes on the asses. If you look, there's little funny jokes, so we caught your attention.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got something for everybody.
Hey.
How do
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
It's hilarious,
good.
and I want to encourage because I'm a binge
do you?
watcher. Yeah, I binge. I go look. I wait and I watch it all the same weekend. So
Yeah, that's what.
That-
And for those on this side, it's really it's great that you can do. I love watching a whole show at a time. But when you make a show and then you realize it's over that fast, it's like you don't get that thrill of waiting. Oh, next week, can't wait to see what happens next week.
good point,
It's done.
right? What about the money? How different is the money when you do it like for the digital platform as a
As I said, they spent money and it doesn't look at all like anybody's doing it on the fly. It looks like a really well made feature film.
Yeah.
So it was. It was the great production, and it came out really well. I just got to see 2 of the episodes last night. They had a big premiere here, and I was very happy with it.
Okay, cool. Because if you weren't, it wasn't really nothing you could do about it. But
No,
I'm glad.
to sit here and go,
Glad that
boy,
shit worked out
I'll
for
be
you,
honest
Paul.
with you, I'm very disappointed. No, it's great, and you can watch it all. And I love it. The greatest thing about having a show on Amazon is having to explain to older people, older than me even, how they can watch it, because like my wife's mother is 80, does not have a computer. She goes, well, how am I going to watch it? I go, you can't. You gotta jump in. You gotta come over.
Jump in.
I said, do you have a laptop? She said, no. I said, do you have a phone, iPad? She said, no. I said, do you have a toaster? She said, I have a toaster. I said, well, here's what you do. I said, put up a couple of pieces of toast, go next door, and have the 12-year-old kid come by with his laptop, and then you can watch it on his laptop while you eat the toast. That's the only way it's going to happen. You need a 12-year-old with some kind of device.
All right,
That's
Paul
funny.
Reiser is here. 888-742-3345.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? I'm DB. I got to see the pilot also.
Oh, God.
One of my favorite things is because in the 80s, especially with film, soundtracks were such a big deal. And like in the pilot, you have Billy Ocean Loverboy playing during later on in the show. So I was wondering, how hard is it to get the licensing to be able to play all these?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's tricky. I know they spent a lot of money on this because there was a great soundtrack. But and when you make a film, a lot of times you'll edit it to a song, and then you find out later now you're screwed because you can't clear it and you can't buy it. So you have to suddenly do a lot of begging or changing and stuff. But So I don't know, but I know it was a lot. I know they were not. They weren't tight with the money on this.
Yeah.
Why you tried to trip up Paul on our show, man?
I'm just saying, because I
No,
love
it's an
soundtracks.
it's an interesting question. I once actually did that. Had I produced a movie, and we cut it to, and we had the song going on in the background. It was like a bar scene. We had I want to say Tug McGraw. Tim McGraw. Is that, yeah.
Was it Tim
McGraw? Tim McGraw, yeah.
Okay.
Suddenly I went, no, Tug. And Tug was his dad. Okay. Got it all correct. And we had it in there. And then we couldn't. It was really expensive. And I wrote him a letter, and he took a shot.
You wrote him a letter?
I said, I'm going to throw this out there. It's my Hail Mary pass. I said, this movie was made for like $11. We don't have any. We can't love this song. Is it anyway? And God bless him. And he wrote back. He said, I'm going to give you the song for $1. He goes, and the only rule stipulation is you can't make fun of country music. I said, no, nobody's making fun. He said, and you can't make fun of the song. I said, no, we love the song. He said, yeah, take it. And I said, okay. Sometimes, so kids, sometimes that happens. Sometimes people are really very generous and accepted it in the spirit that it's given. In this show, I don't think that happened. I think they wrote some big
Billy
fat
Ocean ain't
checks.
taking $1 for
No,
it.
some big checks.
Red Oaks on Amazon. Trace, you got a question?
Yeah, Paul, because you're so lively and just
I am.
seem really
And handsome, by the way. Did
and
you know?
handsome.
Thank you.
Exactly. How could I forget?
Good looking.
Yeah, but also just very chill in your own skin. So I'm wondering, I always hear that success is when you step outside your comfort zone. When was the last time you stepped outside your comfort zone?
9:30. Because I got out of and I didn't want to get out of bed and come here, but I did. I got out of bed. That was out of my comfort zone. That's an interesting question because I like. It's true. As an actor, I like to do things that I'm in my wheelhouse, and then periodically I do need somebody to say, "Well, try this, to do this a little." Like this role in Red Oaks. Like it was written, and it's like, "Well, he's a prick." I said, well, "I don't know if I really want to play a prick." I said, "Oh, but he's a funny prick." Okay, it can be kind of colorful and other parts of him. So I tried sometimes to get gently pushed out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah, you mastered the prick thing, too. Man. That's good.
He hasn't been a prick since Aliens.
All right, Chris is on the line from Florida. Chris, what's your question
What
for Paul?
up, Chris?
What up to the team? What up?
What up? Hey.
Now, Paul, I'm going to say this. This is more of a comment than a question.
All right. Is it a nice comment?
It's actually, trust me, you're going to actually appreciate this.
Go ahead.
I think Sway and DB going to agree with what I say. So, as a black fan, sometimes there's a white actor that comes along that we say, know what? That dude is cool. And, and I'm saying it's like Tom Hanks or some of those guys. It's like even though you might not have like a black theme or a lot of black actors in the movie or what you're doing, like we'll still watch the film and say, you know what, that dude is alright.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Wow.
You're cool to black people.
Yeah.
Honored and happy to be called from Florida.
All right, thank you, Chris, for your call. Paul,
That's
thanks
the nicest
for
call
coming by,
I've
man.
gotten ever. Thank
Paul,
you.
thanks
Pleasure,
for coming
man.
by, man.
Thank you.
Red Oaks, October 9th on
Thank you all.
Amazon.com. Make sure y'all binge watch it like I will.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45. Kilo.